Hello and welcome back. Today I have another ink review video for you. This is a cute one. It's by dino-writes. It's an exclusive collaboration, I guess. The ink maker is, see if I can read this from here. Looks like Arcus Artisan inks. Yeah, Arcus Artisan inks is what it's got written down here. This one is called Stego Sage, and it looks like it's going to have some shimmer in it. Now, this one, they have a sticker over the flaps on the bottom, so I can't open it my usual way. And because this one came really badly damaged, the box came damaged, I went ahead and opened it beforehand. I didn't want to open this on camera and then have it be full of glass or, broken glass or something. But it was okay, so I left it alone. And we're going to take a look at it and try it out now for the first time. And if you missed that unboxing video, go ahead and you can check it and see the box was barely held together. It just had like one little piece of tape holding it closed. It looks like Customs opened it and got into it. And then when they repackaged it to send back to me, or to send to me, they didn't tape it closed very well. And the tape just came off. So I'm surprised everything stayed in the box. I'm very, very thankful that it didn't fall out or get lost. So they have packaged this really nicely in here. It's got a plastic bag. Look how cute the little dino is. Isn't that adorable? And here it is on the back. It shows you an idea of what the color should look like. It's got shimmers here on the bottom that will shake up. And it's in a bag here, which is nice because if this had leaked, it's good that it would be contained. So I'm glad that they did this. But luckily, it doesn't look like anything has leaked out. Okay. We'll set that aside. All right. Okay, so here he is, the little Stegosaurus. Super cute. There's those shimmers on the bottom. All right, and what we'll do is, first of all, we will test this on a swatch card. We're going to see how it looks, and then I'm going to test it out on the papers. Let me just get that out here real quick so I don't forget. Okay, so let's get this open. Actually, I gotta make sure we shake it in between. Oh, and it's got a rubber stopper or a plastic stopper in there. That's nice. Okay, so this is one of those stiff plastic ones, so it's going to take a minute to get this out. I think what I'll do, let me come right back. I'm going to get a stir rod. Actually, no, you know what? My stir rods are right here. I don't need to go anywhere. I forgot I saved them here. Because it's going to be difficult to get that stopper on and off in between each swatch, so we'll just use one of these little stir rods. And I've got my stir plate here. It's pretty handy, and I do have a link down below where you can get one of these. I found the one that was the closest to the one that I got. The one I got looks like it was sold out after the Black Friday sale, so I just found one that was another rechargeable one. This one's nice because you can just charge it up and then and just use it as you need it, because it's battery, rechargeable battery operated. So you don't have a cord that's in your way. All right. Let's just take some minute here. Let me pause this and I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and took that cap out off camera because I needed to move it. I didn't want to accidentally have it go flying everywhere. And the stir rod, what you do with this is this little teeny tiny stir rod here, and you just drop it into the bottle, and then you put it on the stir plate and turn it on. And this is a pretty good sized bottle, so I probably could have used a larger stir rod, but that's okay. So we're going to turn this on, and what it'll do is it'll kick up the shimmers from the bottom and keep the ink moving so that the shimmers don't sink to the bottom of the bottle. It's very, very handy. And I am required to let you know that the link I have down below is an affiliate link. So if you click on that and if you purchase anything through there, it helps me out, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. But I'm just required to mention it. So, okay. Let's go ahead and give this a test real quick. All right. This is a really nice green. This is different from some other greens that I have. I have quite a few. I was looking through my inks and realized what I don't have a lot of is purples. So I might have to start picking up some purples, and the purples I do have oftentimes are like a pinky purple or a blue purple, not like what you would think of as like a grape purple, or anyway. All right, so let me grab this, make sure I got the name spelled correctly. Okay, Stego Sage. And this one, let's see here. This was made by Arcus Artisan inks. Okay. Okay, and this was the dino-writes. I'm not going to write out exclusive, it's too long. Okay, so we'll leave that there. Dino-writes exclusive. So they have a bunch of inks, I guess, that were made for them. I'm not very familiar with the dino-writes company, other than what I ordered from them. And I only found them because I was looking for a particular ink and they happened to have it. And I thought, well, if I'm going to order from them, I may as well get some more because they have a lot of unusual ones like these. And some of them are really cute. So this is how it looks wet. It's going to dry. I do see the shimmer in there. So let's let that dry up and then we'll see what other properties it has. All right, and this is copy paper. And in my experience, copy paper is fine for shimmer inks most of the time, because the shimmers will still show up. So if that's all you care about, then copy paper is just fine for that. The only issue that I sometimes run into is that the ink might bleed or feather, depending on how wet the ink is or how it performs on this paper. So that's the only time I ever see an issue. Okay, and just for fun, I'll just draw a couple of lines. I don't think we'll see any crazy shading on copy paper, but you never know. All right, that's how that looks so far. We'll set that aside to dry. And then I'm going to test this on HP32 paper. And HP32 is nice if you haven't used it before. It's another type of copy paper. It's very easy to find. I have a link for it if you can't find it, but one of the things about it that makes it so great is that it's thicker and it has a smoother finish. So it's very, very nice to write with. And sometimes you see some properties out of the ink that you wouldn't normally see on regular copy paper. Things like sheen and shading and stuff sometimes show up very nicely on this paper. Okay, there we go. So for that, I'm just going to draw a few lines just in case there is some shading. Maybe it'll show up on there. So that's how that looks so far. Very nice ink. This is a really nice, a little bit muted, a little bit softer green than some of the others. Very, very nice, kind of a, almost like a springtime, or maybe like springtime in the rain or something. Very pretty ink. All right, let's try this again. Put some more ink on here. This is the Tomo River paper. And Tomo River paper is really, really good if you want to see things like shading and stuff in most of my inks. So far, this has been really, really good for testing my different inks out. This is Tomo River. And I know there are some other inks that other people, I mean, sorry, not other inks, other papers that other people like, but I don't have them in large quantities yet, so I can't really make swatched papers out of them if I don't have them, obviously. Let me turn this off. I forgot that the camera picks up the stirring sound, so I apologize for that if it was annoying. Okay. What I may have to do in the future is turn that off in between swatches. And because those little stir rods are just a few cents each, I leave them in the bottle rather than fishing them out. However, if you do want to take them out of there, you can. You just use like a little metal rod or a magnet and you can draw out that stir stick. Because the stir stick's magnetic, you should be able to pull it out of there pretty easily. I'm just going to make sure this isn't leak. Oh, you know what? That's what I'm forgetting. I was wondering why this wasn't going down right. Okay, I got to get that little stopper back in there. You're probably all screaming at me right now. Okay, here we go. Let's put that in first. See what I mean? This one's really difficult to get in. Some of the stoppers I've seen are made out of like a soft silicone type rubber, and those are much nicer and easier to get out. But this is good too, as far as it preventing, you know, the ink from leaking out and keeping it safe. That's totally fine. It's just kind of a pain to get in and out of there. All right, so let me just set that aside, and then what we'll do is take a look at some of these swatches. So first of all, okay. This is really pretty. And let me just check the swatch that we made. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing. The shimmer, let me put these in order real quick. So here is the plain copy paper. This is a beautiful, dusty, light, pastel-y almost green. Very, very pretty. And it's got this really light dusting of gold shimmer. Very, very nice ink. There is a tiny bit of shading, but because of the shimmers, it's harder to see. But it's definitely there. And then here's the HP 32 paper. And again, beautiful shimmer, very, very nice. This was very smooth to write with. I didn't have any issues. I really liked this one. And of course, the color is beautiful. And there is a little bit of shading. You can see it here in the writing. And then on the Tomo River paper, so the shading on this is definitely more noticeable. And the shimmers are very, very pretty. And I'm turning this because I'm hoping the camera is picking it up in the light. But we can compare them side by side. And one of the nice things about this is there isn't a huge difference in the color between the copy paper and the HP 32. Sometimes because of, I don't know, maybe the properties of the ink or the quality of the paper, the color on these two could be pretty drastically different. But that's not the case here. So if you only have copy paper, this is going to look really good on that, no problem. I didn't see it bleed through at all. There doesn't appear to be any feathering, so this is great if all you have is some cheap copy paper. The only difference really I noticed is the smoothness when writing on the HP 32. It's definitely much smoother and a more enjoyable writing experience, which is going to always be the case for me because the copy paper tends to be, the cheap copy paper tends to be kind of scratchy. But then on the Tomo River paper, the color, you can see the shading just pops a lot more. There's like a little bit of a halo effect going on. It's very, very pretty. These are all good. But if you want the more dramatic shading and the other dimensions of the ink to show, you definitely want to use the Tomo River paper. More of the colors kind of separate and shade and look really, really pretty. But otherwise, this is a beautiful ink. And here is that swatch we made. And you can see the shading in there, shading in the writing, and the shimmers, of course, is so pretty. So this is a beautiful ink if you can get your hands on it. I recommend it. I think it's great. I really enjoyed testing this out. So if there are any colors that you would like to see me test out, leave a comment down below. I love seeing your suggestions, and I try to reply to everyone. And if you do want to see more of this, just like and subscribe so you can see more. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.